Eco-Chic Interiors, a To The Trade event. So this event is really designed for all of us in the industry. We have the opportunity to be change agents, absolutely, and to help help our clients reduce their impact on the environment and to live healthier lives. So I know that we're going to get a lot of great insight here, and although we only have a short window of opportunity, and Ruthie's been told that this is the Evelyn Woods presentation, there is time afterwards for any questions or anything. So thank you. With that,
Passing on the baton?
yes, okay,
Thank
that's
you.
the room out there.
Hi there.
Hi there, go for it.
Well, thank you, Wendy, and thank you everybody for having me. I am Ruth Minnick, and I'm here to tell you about, so what is Eco-Chic and how is that interesting to you? So we all know about what green design is, and we know about LEED and the healthy standards and practices. What we're saying, Eco-Chic is being stylish, being fashionable, being in the forefront of green and taking it to human health. That is the new thing. We're going organic with everything. We're going kind of back to this 60s humanism movement where what's farmers markets, all this stuff, you know, the green handbag and taking your groceries in the reusable shopping bag. We're going healthy, and healthy is putting human health in the forefront of green design and considering what are you surrounding yourself with? What's in your space? What are the elements that are going to design? We want to be practical and be recycling and be energy efficient and all these things that are green, but we also want to consider, once we've sealed up this energy efficient, tight sealed box, that, you know, we're recycled content, we have all the energy efficiencies, the great appliances and all the recycled materials. Now, what are we surrounding ourselves in this steel box that's completely contained? And what I'm saying, and this movement of healthy, is that there's a lot of chemicals in a lot of the product we're using. And we haven't always considered the chemicals that we're putting inside the home.
So everybody has the mistaken idea that green and healthy are one and the same. And they're not. And is everybody here aware of that and knows that? We don't need to talk about that anymore. Because that's where we came to the conversation about green. And green is about when it's manufactured, the impact it has on the manufacturing process on the earth. Healthy is what occurs for you when that thing comes into our environment. And that they are way far apart, green and healthy. We sort of think that it would have been nice that the healthy movement was first and that the green movement came later.
Because without one, the other doesn't exist. Without us, how are we here to be taking care of all these things? And so our main goal is to integrate the two together and to marry them together because they're both equally important, but it doesn't exist without us being healthy in our homes. And so what is healthy? Healthy is taking that environmentally friendly attitude and the manufacturing process, but also incorporating it into non-toxic products. You know, limited chemicals, no chemicals, and, you know, attention to air quality. So we've sealed up this tight home. Now we want to let the air back in to some degree. We want to be letting fresh air in. We don't want to be surrounded by these chemicals that are emitting off of our products. And, you know, using non-treated products, so things that are more organic, more natural, you know, using fabric that's back to the basics, wool, cotton, linen, things that are going to be touching your skin that aren't recycled polyester, acrylic, all these different things we're surrounding ourselves with that have chemical sprays and all these different things that are protecting us are actually making us sick. So we had a huge opportunity to work with Healthy Child, Healthy World organization, and this is a foundation started by James and Nancy Chuda in 1992. They got involved after their daughter died from a Wilms tumor, and they found out this was related to something that happened to Nancy when she was pregnant early on in the home through chemicals that were in her home, natural things that are just like in her environment, and it was a rare tumor that her daughter died from. So they got started on this big movement and has started really a national campaign and worldwide campaign to let everybody know what healthy is. And we joined them for the 2010 Healthy Home, which I'm going to give you a tour of, that was in traditional home. We had a beautiful spread, and we got the opportunity to make a home that absolutely had no smell. And that's something that we really want to emphasize, is that new home smell, that new car smell, that, oh, it's brand new, is not good. We need to reprogram our brains to remember that that is not a good thing. You don't want to have a smell unless it's fresh plants, fresh flowers, or dirt. That's it, and fresh air. So I'm going to show you, this is a home we did. You know, you walked in this home and absolutely a beautiful home. You don't have to sacrifice beauty and design to do this green, healthy design. And I think a lot of people's ideas in the past historically is that a green home is this contemporary steel, white, clean, linear, contemporary, you know, nothing around home, and it doesn't have to be that way. There are materials and finishes, and we are now experts of selecting these items that you can put in your home that follow both. And just to give you an example, in this room, this is the powder room of the healthy home that was in traditional home, and we have a textured wall treatment that's all non-toxic, no VOCs, you know. All the lighting was locally selected, and down to the vanity was a walnut tree that had fallen down in a natural storm. And, you know, this is all great and good, but what's the treatments on here? So the wall covering has no chemicals. The finish on this walnut piece is natural. There's no chemicals that are emitting. So there is no fresh, you know, lacquered cabinet. It's all, you know, free. The floors in this home were all no and low VOC finishes and water base. That's something really important to consider. The rugs all in this home were from down the street, Orly Shabahang. They are a wonderful, wonderful company to work with. All natural wool, silk, rugs, fiber, and all vegetable dye. That's something to consider too. You know, you notice that the furniture we have here, it's all natural fiber fills. It's, you know, there's soy-based cushions and down, and all of these things are important to consider. Like, what is going into the product that you're putting inside the home? You know, locally sourced lighting 30 miles away. The window treatments were Green Guard certified, and that is a national corporation that came into the house. And actually, when the house was completed, they're all about indoor air quality, and they will certify products that they deem is going to be healthy and not have emissions. And so they actually certified this home, and this is a platform home where we're working on really making a standard of what is healthy. The house can actually have your eyes water and get sick because there's finishes that you're selecting that you may not be considering. You know, what is going on in those cabinets, or what's inside those cabinets. A lot of these cabinetry companies have formaldehyde inside them, and that's something that's going to be off-gassing, and it's going to be in the home. And so we took special care to select finishes for the cabinetry that did not have that property. The tiles all recycled and reclaimed. The countertops are Cambria, and I don't know if you all are aware of Cambria, but it's a great product for families. It's non-porous. It is a quartzite, and it's no VOC, and it's actually antimicrobial. Thank you. Antimicrobial, has antimicrobial properties. Also, the hardware was natural brass, and that also is antimicrobial. You know, the level of detail you can get with these materials is wonderful. You can see in like the edge details of Cambria, you know, you can do amazing things. And again,
that bar there, that is so cool.
Is it natural or like man-made?
It's a natural man-made product. It comes from a quarry, and it is a quartzite, but it is
97% quartz and 3% mystery.
exactly 3%. They're not going to tell you what's in it.
And what does VOC stand for?
Volatile organic compounds. So keyword volatile. You don't want it in your home.
So it's our goal that this home look like any other high-end luxury home, but that anybody with any chemical sensitivities, and I think at this point in time we know lots of people, anybody who has migraines, there's many illnesses that are chemically sensitive illnesses, and that this is going to be more and bigger, and that this field is really essentially important. And we worked with all of our vendors to teach them, and they were eager to know. And it is not more expensive.
No, it does not necessarily have to be more expensive. And the more we're doing this, the less expensive it'll be. And we really want to be leaders in this movement because people don't even necessarily know that they have chemical sensitivity. They're just getting, they're getting headaches. they're having more allergies, you know, and they don't know what it's from necessarily, they just know that that's what's occurring. And so this is something that we can offer as, you know, a solution to that they may not even know.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
The Cambria, being that there is that 3% mystery, why wouldn't granite or marble, which is made by God, be a better product?
One, it has to be sealed in a sealer.
Yes.
Ah,
There's a sealant, and it's a very toxic sealant.
mm,
When you come into a new home with fresh granite countertops, it has a smell.
okay.
I guess the question that comes to mind is, particularly when it comes to fabrics and things, is, you know, durability and cleanability, that sort of thing. When you're going to natural fabrics, which I love, but how do you resist the stain and that sort of thing?
That, you know, there are stain-resistant sprays and things you can put on that are water-based, that are, you know, more healthy.
The trailing people are the fabric people.
Exactly.
And that
This
the
is a
choice
problem.
in fabrics is the least choice, everything else is the most choice. Still, it's important to make that choice.
So what I would say is you have your young families with the young kids, kind of stick with what you know. Maybe it is the slip cover, maybe it is going to wool. Wool is a, you know, the natural properties of things that you understand and know. Wool is a natural stain repellent. It's water repellent, and it's a really good, it's fire retard, you know, a fireproof fabric.
It's lanolins in it that are from the sheep that keep them dry and warm, and it's a very good stain resistant.
Great rug material.
Yeah.
Aren't the natural fabrics generally easier to clean than synthetics?
Definitely.
They are, because the synthetics are going to require chemical treatments. You'll look at the back of your fabrics and you'll see the S on there, solution. That's for all your chemical fabrics. That means that you need another chemical to clean your chemically based fabric. So, soap and water.
So would another catchphrase be sustainable for this?
It is naturally, healthy is naturally sustainable, because it is, healthy is always green, green is not always healthy. And that's something that you should remember. This is our living room that we had done, and this is also reclaimed walnut from that fallen tree. Again, the use of antiques. Something important to remember is incorporating plants and real greenery into your home. This is always a good thing. It's, you know, creating fresher air, more oxygen.
And
We use
almost everything is local.
local.
So one of the things that we all think is that bamboo floors, because they're naturally renewable, are not healthy. And anything that you're bringing from the tropics via truck is not healthy.
So you want to stay regional. You know, Susan Fredman and our company has prided ourselves on always being regionalists. We kind of stick to what's hot and where we are.
If it couldn't grow here, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be here. And, you know, that's just a natural way to be. The best way to be is what fits in line. You know, again, this is a shot of the dining room. Looks like any other nice traditional dining room. And this is a completely healthy fabrics. You know, all of the furniture was made with healthy standards. The finishes on this, you know, we worked with our vendors, and this is something that we can do to really make sure that these are healthy standards, water-based finishes, no formaldehyde, no chemicals. Another shot. Again, we have the faux treatment. This is all water-based, and all water-based paint within the home. This is the children's room in this room, and this beautiful Orly Chabahang rug, all natural vegetable dyes, and this beautiful mural. This is another thing that we did that's, you know, a green idea is this is framed in a painting that's can be rolled up and taken with you. You know, considering how can you have things sustained. So this, if they move, they're not tearing down another wall and, you know, painting over this beautiful thing. This is something they can take with them. And the nightstands here, they're antiques. They've already off-gassed. You know, the finishes on the furnishings, they're all either off-gassed or considered low and no VOC paint.
How long does it take to off-gas something?
4 months, but for really, you want to have 5 years. 4 months for something, you know,
4 months before we allow it to come into a healthy
into a
home.
healthy home. But you would, if you're going to have something that's definitely something that's toxic, or you want to have it be old. 5 years at least to be considered
An antique?
an antique. Not really, but you know, in the healthy world. Also mattresses and bedding, that's something that's really important to consider. We work with Nature-Pudic mattresses and very healthy insides, and the bedding, all the bedding that surrounds you, these are things that are touching your skin, natural properties, healthy fabrics. In this bedroom, the walls in here, you can't really tell on the detail so closely, but it's actually natural clay. And we work with American clay in this, and what this does in our nursery, which was a great property, is we trialed actual clay on the wall, and what you can do is you can spray the clay at night, and it acts as a natural humidifier for the space. So over time, it's time-released vapors into the air.
So you spray with water with it?
Mm-hmm. Just spray a water bottle, and that's a natural vaporizer, which is a wonderful thing to have in a nursery.
That's interesting.
It doesn't deteriorate or fall apart or?
No, and actually, you get like a little bag of extra material. If you ever need to kind of spackle on, it's a simple fix, just like patching paint, but it's clay.
It's painted over though?
No,
That is the.
that's just pigment on the wall, troweled on. Master bathroom, we used all healthy plumbing. You know, Kohler was a huge sponsor in this home, and you know, they're great leaders in water conservation, and they're a great product to use. And Cambria countertops as well. This is our master bedroom. Again, all low VOC finishes, locally sourced lighting 30 miles away from where we were, and you know, incorporating plants and antiques into this space really made for a wonderful home. And notice the use of the natural light. Natural light is a huge thing, you know, so we're not wasting energy, and the natural light just makes you feel better. It's just a healthier way to be, to have that nature come in. And you notice, ideal location, you know, it's Chicago home, but this is out in Palatine, and you have the beautiful resource of water and nature right outside the window. That's another great thing to consider in your space, your health and wellness. If you can't provide that, then provide it indoors with your plants and things like that. This is the living room. Again, we work with Benjamin Moore for the paint here, and Benjamin Moore Aura is a wonderful paint line. And then our Hartman and Forbes is another Green Guard certified company that's wonderful. And eclectic mix of antiques, and then specialized healthy furniture, healthy materials inside and out. So, some tips for Eco-Chic. You know, purchasing energy efficient, healthy products. Your appliances, considering your appliances, you know, we work with Thermador and Gaggenau, and you know, you can do, we're moving away from the microwave oven if you can, and going more toward the steam oven, and really looking at that as something that's more healthy, because microwave is cooking food from the inside out. When you're using a steam oven, it's natural, it's putting the water and keeping all the nutrients in and everything back in, and it's a really good thing to consider in a home. Natural wall coverings, you know, within this space we had natural materials, the natural clay, we had natural grass wall covering, pigment on the walls, hemp, and also consider using, what are you affixing your wall covering with? There's also chemicals you could be applying with the wall covering paste, so there are natural sources for that. You know, reclaimed wood flooring is a wonderful thing, natural, local sources, and then what are you putting on top? That's extremely important. How are you finishing this product? And use organic fabrics. Again, going back to nature, what is cotton, wools, hemp, linens, all of those sources. And another interesting thing is to waterproof your basements is, you know, keeping the mold out, keeping all that stuff out, because mold is another thing that's really in your sealed, tight, energy efficient home. You know, if you've got mold growing, then you're not so efficient and you're going to get sick. And ERV systems, and considering your air systems and your filters. What is the air quality inside there, and how are you cleaning your air, and are you doing that regularly? And then incorporating plants. And the biggest thing you can do, the most simple, biggest thing you can do, which is almost funny, take off your shoes when you walk in the front door. Take them off, because we're walking around in the world, in the city, and everywhere in these clients' homes, and we are collecting chemicals all over our shoes. And if you just take your shoes off the door, I know your mom always told you, That's it. You're not tracking it throughout the home and bringing all that toxin. So very, very simple. Questions? Yes.
I guess I'm really interested in kind of the price point versus traditional. And with your clients, are you making this an option, or is it kind of mandatory that you really feel strongly that they need to do it this way? And like, what's their reaction?
It's
to it?
both. You know, it's obviously we're always bringing it up to our clients as an option, and we will automatically select and show items that are healthy because we feel it's important. And we are bringing it up, but it's not necessarily mandatory. Sure, we'll take on anybody and everybody, but we want to educate our clients, and I think it's our job and our role to educate people about what they can do.